but actually what people are saying in the film are really important things that we need to hear and think about. And I'd like to thank all the people who participated over the last 6 months in making this film possible. That's the people who appear in the film, the people who've helped us to make the film, and all of the service providers who've come together to share their knowledge and information about people with learning disabilities. So I'm really proud of the film. I think once you've seen it, you'll see why I'm so proud of it. And I think it's a fantastic testament to the people who put so much effort and hard work into it. But this project is not just about making films. This project is about giving people an opportunity to have a say about things that matter to them. All sorts of people in Wiltshire coming together to have a say about things that are important to them in their lives and where they live. And that's the whole point of the film, the whole point of the project. It's a lovely film, but we really need to make sure that people in Wiltshire are able to articulate their needs and aspirations clearly, and that we, as public service providers, can listen to what people are saying and respond positively with actions that can help where help is needed. So today's event is really, really important because we're going to see the film, and then we're going to spend some time talking about what the people have told us. And we're going to look at ways perhaps in which we may be able to respond locally here in Calne, through Wiltshire, and maybe beyond the borders of Wiltshire as well. So this film is the starting point of action, not the end of a project. It's the beginning of the next project, which is to make a difference for the people who are talking in the film. So the film is important because it gives us new ways of reaching out and talking to people who perhaps sometimes find it difficult to have their voice heard. Sometimes they cannot get their voices heard. So it's really important, but it's also important for people who watch the film who get a better understanding of life from a different point of view. And by viewing from a different perspective, we can build up that understanding, sympathy, compassion, empathy that actually can motivate us to make a difference, to want to make a difference, and to come together to help to make a difference for the people who appear in these films. So this is the starting point today, and your contribution today is going to be really, really important, really valuable, and really appreciate the fact that you've all given up your time to come and be part of it. And let's, together, I'm sure, once you've seen this film, you'll share the same sense of desire to make a difference that I now feel after seeing the film a couple of times. So let's make that happen. Let's make this the starting point of a journey, and let's make sure that we don't leave the film here, that we make a difference in Wiltshire. So I think if we're ready to see the film, it's a shame that David couldn't be here to launch the film himself, because he's played such a fantastic part in the whole process. I know he's going to be devastated that he's not been able to be here from the start, but he will have some words to say about the way we made the film once he arrives, once his taxi finds Calne. So, anyway, Jen, I think we're ready to roll. So enjoy the film.
I would look in the mirror and say, this is me, this is who I am, I'm happy who I am, and I look after myself.
I can be quiet, well, sometimes.
I like go to the pub, have a drink, have a chat. I like a chat.
I should be 64 on May the 9th, and it's young, because I'm a young 64. You know, I can do practically anything.
I am getting married on the 13th of October, which is a Saturday. Before anyone asks if it was a Friday, no it's not, it's a Saturday.
I got autism, and sometimes I find when I move to different places or college or whatever, I find it very hard by being watched when you get faces looking at you. I tend to look at the ceiling or at the floor. I try and sort myself out by playing around on my mobile.
When I was born, my dad and my real mum, they knew something was up, so they went and had a look into it and found out I have a mild learning disability. It doesn't get me down. I just shrug it off and carry on as normal, Jess. I mean, it's like I've said to myself, it's just focus on what you can do, David, not what people say that you're not going to mount up to anything.
I got Asperger's, and I'm on the borderline of dyslexic. I get frustrated and angry when it's like crowded people. Just feel like claustrophobic, really, and feel like people talking about you and everything. And I know they're not, but it just seems like they are.
I can't read very well. I can write, but the staff help me what it says and so on.
If there was a fast-talking person that you don't understand, sometimes it's like they're going like a sink plug, and you don't know what they're saying because they're so fast. I don't like ambulances noises. Don't like the shouting that you sometimes get when they argue. Don't like rows. Though it's quite common, you can get it quite a lot sometimes wherever you go. And one more is, I don't like fire alarms. The noise, it actually goes right through you. So I block it out with those ear defenders that I got in my room. When I was younger, I remember I used to look for my insects, and there used to be kiddies and old kiddies and stuff winding me up, and they used to try and kill things because they knew I liked the environment, and they say, "Look, there's a bug boy, let's go and see what he's doing." And they say, "I'm going to kill it." I went somewhere to try and ring Mum. Those bullies had no idea in themselves what they were doing. And they were near the river. I thought, I'm going to leave them to it. I thought if one of them falls in there, I won't be swimming to get them out.
I've had a bit of bullying, but that all got sorted out, you know. This person, this carer, I'm not going to mention any names. He used to be very, very aggressive, the way he used to talk to me. He thought he was it, you know, he thought he could say just what he wanted to me. There wasn't no respect or courtesy. And I showed him courtesy and respect. I've got courtesy and respect for everybody in this world. It's the way I've been brought up by my parents.
I just want to get a job, really, like anyone else, you know, not living with the government's money all the time. When you say to someone like, "Oh, I've got a learning disability," and they're looking for work, they just like, "Well, there's no jobs here." That's the world for you. Being employed is like, well, nothing to do really. It's just sitting at home and being bored, and you just don't hear anything from them. And they always say to you, "Oh yeah, we'll give you a call," and everything. And you're sitting at home, just twiddling your thumbs, and you don't hear anything.
I work at an old people's home, in Chippenham. I do that. Actually, I don't get paid. I do voluntary work.
More of a nature man. By taking care of the grassland. Just making sure that there's no litter or mess around, because it extincts the habitat. I'm thinking about working in Miltshire, the nature reserve in Miltshire, just by the post office, a cemetery. I'm going to be working there with someone to tidy up their litters, make sure the land is nice and safe and tidy.
I did do a voluntary job at British Heart Foundation shop in Warminster for a little while, so I'm sort of wanting to go back along that line because I enjoyed it. It just gave me a sense of purpose, gave me something to get up for in the morning.
Do you think that's lacking at the moment?
But it is a bit lacking at the moment, but I'm still going to hunt around for some voluntary work. Even if it takes me a whole year to do it, I'll be determined to do it till I get some.